Good morning. Welcome everyone to our 2022 Florida Asthma Coalition Summit. We're really grateful for y'all being here with us today. We've got a great event lined up for you. I'm Dr. Nowakowski. My pronouns are they, them, and theirs. I have been the evaluator for the Florida Asthma Program and Coalition for the past decade. And I also am on the faculty at Florida State University College of Medicine. My work focuses on medical sociology and public health program evaluation. But you can read all that in my bio. What really makes Florida Asthma Coalition so dear to my heart is that I also live with chronic respiratory disease. I have cystic fibrosis, which is a whole body disease that makes your mucus very sticky. And this causes a lot of problems, including with the lungs. So I've always had a real passion for making sure that everybody living with respiratory health issues has that chance to live our best lives, to live well, to thrive, and to grow old. And I will also say, if you're newer to working with us, the Florida Asthma Coalition are just some of the best people you will ever meet. And you'll get a chance to meet some of our longtime members and supporters and our leaders later today as we move through the agenda. Have just a couple of housekeeping announcements for everybody before we get right into the program with a wellness activity led by our coalition chairs. So first and foremost, everything you could possibly need to know about this event is located in the agenda and event pamphlet on the site that you're watching this broadcast on as an attendee. So if you navigate to that agenda area, you can view the agenda as a schedule. You can also view an inline PDF pamphlet that has all of our speaker bios, information about how to make sure that you get your CE credits if you're seeking CE credits today. Information about our sponsors. I definitely invite you to review that and to make sure that you check out our sponsor exhibits in the expo hall more toward the middle of the day. And you can also find some information about how the event was planned and different people's roles with the coalition. And of course, information about joining the Florida Asthma Coalition if you are just starting out getting involved with us. So any questions you've got, just check out that pamphlet. Probably you're going to find the answer that you're seeking. But Altus, our partner for today's event, who's taking care of all the tech, the logistics, and the management of the event, is also going to be present all day long. You can always send messages in the event chat to the group, and Altus will be able to help you out. We will also have folks from Altus give our featured speakers a 5-minute alert when your time is almost finished. We're going to keep right on schedule for today. And then I will pop back on. My camera will come back up right at the scheduled start time for the next presentation so that we can transition. So we're going to try to make sure that you're ready to wrap up in a timely manner so we can keep everybody on pace. A couple of specific notes about CE credit. If you are seeking the CHES, Certified Health Education Specialist credit for attending today for any of the sessions, you must fill out the standalone fillable PDF evaluation form for CHES credit seekers. And there's information on the website and in the pamphlet about how to do that. You can also always chat the Altus reps in the event chat on the event page to make sure that you are getting the right information about that. The event chat is also a little quirky. So if you are having trouble getting it to accept your name, try entering your name with absolutely nothing other than letters. No spaces, no special characters. That should work. Let's see, we've also had a speaker change for today. Dr. Angela Garcia, our longtime steering committee member and work group leader for the coalition, has graciously stepped in to take over for Dr. Jennifer Fish, who could not be with us today. As a result, there's been a slight change with the CE credit opportunities for that session on the agenda. Only pharmacy CEU credits will be available for that presentation. Everything else for CE credits is going to be exactly the same. So just pay attention to that. If you were looking to get credit for Dr. Fish's session, hopefully we'll have an opportunity to welcome her back in a future year. We have closed captioning that is displayed in the event feed in line. If you're having any other accessibility challenges, or if for some reason you are not seeing the captioning, use that event chat on the event page, and folks from Altus can help you troubleshoot. If for some reason you have the event displayed on your computer or another device and you're a featured speaker and you're in the Zoom, just make sure that you don't have volume on the event where you're seeing that event landing page, because otherwise you might get a little bit of feedback. Again, any technical issues for our speakers, you're going to want to get in touch with Altus directly through the contact information that they've given you. And make sure that when you are not speaking, that not only your microphone in the Zoom, but also your camera are muted. And that's going to help us make sure that we have a good featured speaker view that's uninterrupted in the recordings. So we really try to make this event as accessible as possible. The pandemic has really brought us some wonderful opportunities to really reach out much more broadly and welcome people into our programming. And we're very committed to making sure that we do our best with accessibility every year. To that end, for our screen reader users, quick visual description of me. I'm very skinny, which is not unusual for people with CF. I'm white. I have curly strawberry blonde hair that's up in a pineapple on top of my head. I have a few facial piercings that are probably not visible at close range. And I am wearing my Florida Asthma Coalition pin on top of a black outfit. And as always, I've got my black eyeliner. And I am wearing my blazer with a little bit of flair because I'm excited for today's event. And I'm sitting in my home office space, which has kind of a sunburst theme, which I feel is very appropriate for an event in the Sunshine State. So with that, I am going to make sure just in my notes that I covered everything that I was supposed to cover for housekeeping. It looks like I did. So we've got until, looks like 8:25 to do our intro and wellness activity. So let's get right into that wellness activity to get the day off to an active start. I would like to invite our coalition chairs, Dr. Debra Weiss and Dr. John Prpich, to turn on their cameras and microphones. I will disappear, and then I will be right back on at 8:25 to introduce our Florida Asthma Program Overview and Burden of Asthma presentation.
Welcome, everybody. It's so nice to see you all. We have a great registration this year. Can you all hear me? Have we switched to? Okay. My name is Dr. Debra Weiss. I'm co-chair with my colleague, Dr. John Prpich of the Florida Asthma Coalition. I'm a certified health education specialist, a professor and director of a nonprofit organization that serves marginalized populations. I came to asthma management when I was actually pursuing doctoral studies. I was pursuing master's studies in stress management, and I had a fateful meeting with Dr. David Evans of Open Airways for Schools and many other initiatives, and my path was changed, and here I am. My doctoral research was on asthma management on college campuses, and it was replicated at Texas State University with Kevin Collins, who many of you met yesterday, and Nick Henry. I currently work both in Florida and in New York. At last year's virtual summit, we spoke about resilience and we paid tribute to those we lost to COVID-19. We are not out of the woods yet, but we have made a lot of progress in the fight against COVID-19. In the United States, COVID cases are down 13% over the past 2 weeks, with state-to-state variations. 67% of Americans are now fully vaccinated, and 79% have had at least one dose. In Florida, the total cases reported have declined 4% in the past 14 days, though some counties are still seeing increases. 68% of Florida residents are fully vaccinated, and 80% have had at least one dose. I mention this because it's kind of the elephant in the room. We didn't want to focus on it this year, but in fact, one of our speakers came down with COVID, Dr. Jennifer Fish, and we wish her a speedy and full recovery. Our theme this year is diversity. Dictionaries define it simply as variety, but it is so much more than that. Many organizations now include a diversity statement in their profile, and it encompasses the meaning of inclusion and equity. Here is a very good one I'd like to share with you. The practice of honoring human rights, respecting and celebrating diverse cultures, and promoting an inclusive environment that affirms the value of all persons. Dimensions of diversity can include sex, race, age, national origin, immigration status, ethnicity, gender identity and expression, intellectual and physical ability, sexual orientation, income, faith and non-faith perspectives, socioeconomic class, political ideology, education, primary language, family status, military experience, cognitive style, and communicative style. It's a very large, encompassing term. And you'll see today the breadth and scope of presentations on the topic. So today our presenters will be speaking on identifying barriers in shared decision-making in provider practices, providing tools and techniques to combat vaping ads that use false advertising, gaining a deeper understanding of how systemic racism impacts asthma outcomes, learning about techniques to reduce asthma exacerbations in Blacks and Latinx adults with asthma, providing policy examples that could improve living conditions and accessibility of care for marginalized populations, selecting the right biologic, and reviewing how the new NAEPP guidelines and GINA guidelines affect clinical practice. But as promised, I'm not dressed as formally as Dr. Zan because I'm going to do a wellness activity. As I mentioned, my master's was in stress management, and I am certified in a form of Qigong. Qigong is a mind-body practice that helps to relax and energize the whole body. So I invite you now to stand up. Just flip this a little bit. I'm just going to do a short warm up. So feet about hips width apart. Imagine that you're suspended from the ceiling and rise up on the ball of your foot and float down, and imagine your skeleton aligning neck, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. The weight should be over your full foot, but slightly forward, not into your heels. Feel energy going up the front and down the back, relaxing your tailbone. Relax your arms down. Now, all of us have an energy field. Sometimes it's depressed by illness, fatigue, stress. So we're going to boost that energy field right now. Let's start by rubbing our hands together, creating some heat. And to spread that more thoroughly through the body, do a little bit of bouncing. There we go. Stop the bouncing. Open the hands with the palms facing each other. You will feel a pulsation between the palms. That is your energy field. Sometimes it has a temperature. Mine is slightly warm. Yours may be cool or a neutral temperature. See how far you can separate your hands and still feel the energy field. When we had our in-person conference, we did this with a partner, seeing what their energy field felt like when we held our palms up a few inches away. Bring it back together and feel that energy field growing and condensing, and we're going to bring it over our eyes. Just cup your hands over your eyes. Most of us, I know I speak for myself, and the steering committee have put long hours in on the computer, so the eyes might be a little fatigued. So close the eyes and just let that energy be generated. Go into the eyes and relax them. De-stressing the body also relaxes the mind so that we're more available for all the wonderful things we're going to hear today. Okay, now there are several meridians that we're going to address. The first one is the K27. This relates to the lungs, and it's sort of the master energy point of the body. That's why you see apes going like this and Tarzan. So if you slide your fingers down about 2 inches or so from your collarbone, there's a little indentation. I'd like you to just tap there. It's good if you're sleep deprived or tired, or even if you're not. It's a nice thing to do in the morning to wake up. Deep breathing. Now we're going to bring the hands to the center of the sternum, stimulating the thymus gland as we tap gently, not too hard. We're doing what's called the 3 thumps of Qigong. There are hundreds of forms of Qigong, but these begins many of the forms because it just helps wake up the body. And finally, slide your fingers down about 2 ribs from the bottom. And let's tap there, stimulating the diaphragm. Gently. Just shake your arms out. Shake everything out. And we're going to learn now to use a minimum amount of muscle to achieve a very graceful movement that will relax the arms. Again, the arms might be tense from being at a keyboard for a long period of time, or if you're a provider from tending to patients. So I'm going to show this sideways. We're going to inhale up and exhale down, but rather than muscling it through, those of you that lift weights and do exercises, we're going to do it very gently. So the wrists lead up, the hands tilt up, and the wrists lead down. Very gently. The arms are never rigid or locked, nor are the feet in qigong. It's very gentle. It took me a while to get used to it when I first started it about 20 years ago, because I was used to doing athletic things. It's not athletic, but it is a body-mind practice that is very relaxing. So if you can, we're doing a purging breath, which is good to do in the morning when you wake up to get all that sleepiness and stuffiness out. We're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. So we breathe in as we gently float the arms up, and exhale down. And again, breathe in, leading with the wrists very gently. Tilt the hands up, exhale down. Imagine a very gentle waterfall. Breathe in, and out. Good. And in, and out. One more. In, and out. Now we're going to take it a step further. So we're going to breathe in, open as we exhale. We're bringing our chest a little bit forward, just a little bit. Bringing the hands back to center and down. This is great for opening the chest, rib cage, and for the breathing. So let's breathe in, out, chest comes forward, in through the nose, out through the mouth. In, keep the legs firm and steady. Posture does not change. In, down. The only thing that changes is you sway slightly forward, pushing your chest slightly forward. Other than that, the posture remains exactly the same. Arms and legs are relaxed, not locked. One more. In, out, in, and down. Now we're going to do something for the hands and wrists, which most of us have been using them a lot on the keyboard. So clasp your hands. I'll come a little bit closer to show this. We're going to make figure eights with the hands. Make figure eights with the clasped hands and then reverse it and go the other way. And back to center. Hands face the chest. And we're going to drop our left elbow as if we're rowing a boat and then lift it up. Drop the right elbow. Up. Drop. Up. Drop. Up. Drop. Up. Now, the twisting is again bringing circulation, the rib cage, the lung area. Let your head go with the direction your arms are going. And now let's reverse that. So we're going to lead up with the elbow as we inhale, exhale back. Inhale, the hips go along for the ride. Everything is very relaxed. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. That's it. Neck is relaxed, spine is relaxed. Breathe into any area that feels tight. Okay, beautiful. Now we're going to bring our hands to our chest. As we inhale, we're going to exhale, turn our palms outward, press them forward, bend the knees, and drop the head and look through the earth. So you're pushing your back like that. It's a great lower back stretch also. and inhale and suggest. Exhale, press forward, look for your arms, like someone's pulling your waistline backward. Inhale, stand. Exhale, forward. Inhale, stand. One more. Exhale, forward. Inhale to the chest. This time we're going to stay out. So exhale out. We're not coming in, we're coming up. And bring the arms up. Gently straighten the knees, don't lock them. And we're going to do bubbling spring. Go up on the ball of the feet and just relax. Hands rest on them. 3 times. Up. Let's hear that exhale. Up. Good. Now stretch out everything up. Relax the shoulders down. We're going to reach up and over to the right. And look to the upper elbow. If it hurts your neck, just leave it forward. Bring your head back to center. Come up overhead. Relax the shoulders. Reach up and over to the left. Look into your upper elbow. Go forward. Come up. And gently relax the arms down. We're now in what we call a Wu Ji stance. It's just a relaxed stance with the palms facing up. Just do a body check. How does your energy feel? Do you feel it percolating through your body? Energizing body and mind? I hope so. So that's all we have time for in our warm-up today. So we're going to link the thumbs, bring the feet together, and imagine that we are a strong bamboo swaying in the breeze. And if you live in Palm Beach County, one of my favorite places is Murakami Gardens. They have a bamboo garden there, it's great. Bamboo is strong and resilient. It bends, but does not break. It's a good metaphor. Hope you enjoy your warm-up. And I'll now turn you over to my co-chair, Dr. John Prpich.
Good morning, everyone. I wanted to just say hello and thank everyone for coming this afternoon or this morning and afternoon. This is our second virtual summit, and I really am excited about the presenters that we have today. And so I just wanted to take a moment and thank the subcommittee and everyone else that's really made this possible. Thank Altus for helping us make this as seamless and as hopefully as fluid as you're going to see today. So